Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 17 of Kenshi Birth of a Hive. If you need a recap of the ever-growing rules and goals that you all voted on, here they are. And a quick recap. So we left off in this little hive village, and we are headed towards where we can find dust bandits. I would like to train up on dust bandits primarily, because there's a little bit of profit in killing dust bandits, and they're going to be tough, right? So that is what we'll try to do. So the next thing I want to do is go over some tips that you all provided me. First and foremost, Oboro and Atalo mentioned that the Hive notebooks work just like regular notebooks, in that you just use them the way you'd normally use them. Like research. So that's good to know. Then what else? A lot of you, Ben McDonald, Manu, Crowsef, and others mentioned about Angel not being able to cook was because she had haul orders that interrupted her cooking. So I'll have to be careful about the order operations in the future. So what I'm doing right now is I had Cookie just go interact with the fish drying. I wanted to kind of figure out which is more efficient, drying or cooking fish. And Nick Brown was the one that mentioned about how to use the fishing rack. There's an interaction spot here that you can interact with. All right. I also wanted to address maybe not so much tips, but just general feedback I got from all of you guys. So, chief amongst them is sort of the lore behind the queen, and I want to go over my thoughts about where this queen came from. So we've got, I guess I'm sort of in the fog here. Let me go a little bit more west. I'm not technically in the Fog Islands yet, as this is the black border zone, but I don't want to flirt with the zone because I'm supposed to wear protective equipment when I'm in there, and soldiers can't even wear protective equipment because they don't wear helmets. Now, with all of the mods that I've installed, like hiver expansion and stuff like that, there might actually be a helmet that is quote-unquote sort of appropriate for a soldier to wear when I go into the Fog Islands, but I digress. So, the thinking behind who this queen is. The Deadhive, or the Fog Islands, is right next to the Western Hive, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, a lot of the lore behind the Deadhive, or really behind the hives at all, is sort of not known, as the game developers didn't really put it in. It's sort of a mystery. So I'm going to take creative license and sort of fill in the gaps as I see fit. So the way I see it is that this queen was a dual monarch with the Western Hive Queen. They were both queens. They both had a claim to the throne, and she lost the claim. And in losing the claim and her ousting, her arm was cut off. And I think that makes sense. A lot of the times, especially in royalty, you've got two potential rulers that both have pretty good claims to the throne, Baratheon, and, not all of them survive. So she came from the Fog Islands, as they are blue, she's blue. She was originally maybe the Fog Island Queen, and she was outed by the Western Hive, and as a result, all of her old drones went insane and cannibalistic and nasty, and she found herself exiled. She is the exiled West Hive Queen. Legitimate or not, she's decided to just make a hive for herself. Now, another question I get often is how much I'm going to incorporate architecture. So my idea is that if you look at the whole world, most of the world has the same sort of architecture. Most of the world has stuff that looks like bug houses, if I could put one down, bug houses and L houses and long houses. And those, as far as she's concerned, are architecture of the slavers. And what I mean by that is most of the cities on the map that use that sort of architecture, there's very, very few Shek cities that use that architecture, because there's just very, very few Shek cities at all. And the majority of the cities that use that kind of architecture are the Holy Nation and the United Cities. And that sort of architecture is really not that appropriate for a hive that doesn't believe in that sort of slavery, right? So I'm probably going to mostly mimic Swamper style, because the Swampers are a bunch of thugs, but they're not slavers. Or most of them aren't. They're just thugs. They just shake you down. Oh, that is a really cool looking, what the hell is super good quality? Oh, Jesus. I say that because that's not even a vanilla Kenshi term, and I really don't like when people start coining their own terms for stuff. It bugs me a little bit. You can't just call something super good, because there's a very specific preset quality measure in this game. But whatever, I digress. So I'm mostly going to design my stuff to look like, design my buildings to look like swamp style. And I think that's appropriate given that I live on the water, and if you lived on the water, stilts would make a lot of sense, and swamp style, of course, they live in soggy terrain, so they're all on stilts. So I do plan on maybe having one, maybe an outpost style or something like that for the throne room. Something big and elaborate that I can build myself for the throne room. And then everything else be sort of swamp style. But I don't think I'm going to go swamp style until I can claim the main Iron Island of the Iron Trail. Right now I'm on like a starter island. And until I'm able to fight those iron spiders somewhat fairly, I don't think I'm going to really advance too much into swamp style. Because all the buildings that are on this island are all temporary buildings. I eventually plan to have this island be somewhat of a military station, where the guards that aren't currently deployed into the world just stand guard and kill anything trying to cross bridges. And a lot of people have also had questions about that bridge. As the technology and the influence of this society advances, I plan on upgrading the buildings. So traditionally in Kenshi, once you've got the research, you can just do whatever you want, right? Like, that's sort of how it works. But I would like it to progress more Civilization 5, sort of, where once I feel like I've hit a certain tech level, all of my buildings will sort of naturally progress. Now, what I might end up having is... a beast trader. On the way to the Iron Hive. Cool. What I might end up having is I'll keep some of the hive buildings. Sort of my plans are to sort of design the city much like a hive in real life, where you have a central hub and then you have it like a spoken wheel, if that makes sense. What is going on? Why are so many people coming to trade? I mean, I don't mind, because I have a lot of hemp, and so... Oh! We are in southern Fog Island. Yeah, let's get further south than this. We're not supposed to be here. I don't mind... Okay, you gotta run, though. I don't mind fighting these guys. It's just... I have a rule that says I can't really go into the Fog Islands. So they took some pretty harsh cheap shots on Beep here. So I think what I'm going to do is... Oh, they've already retreated. I was going to hold my ground once I got out of the Fog Island, but they've left. Alright, so we're going to head to the hub, or Squin, somewhere in between, and look for dust bandits. Why dust bandits? Oh, we have some hivers here. Some fogmen, I should say. No one on passive. Everybody fights. I'm curious what their weapons are, because they have different weapons. Fibula Club. Oh, that's, I guess appropriate. Alright, does anyone have mobility problems? No. Nobody's limbs, legs specifically, are damaged. Alright, fantastic. Bye-bye. And the reason I ask that is I'm heading into, or pretty much I'm already in, Big Thing territory. And although they can already outrun me, the slower you are, the more in danger you are. So I was going over my concept, and you're just going to have to wait and see how things evolve. But I do have some pretty sharp and well-defined ideas, but it's easier to show you than explain it. So I have a pretty good concept of what I want the eventual... Why am I following Frenchie? I should be following Thor. some pretty good ideas of what I want the eventual sort of hive to look like, but it's going to take a while to get there. I don't think it would make sense anyway to spend the episodes now making the hive base look amazing and really not even have the capacity to defend it. I think until I can actually defend myself, I really don't deserve nice buildings anyway. Alright, so there's some beak nests there. Obviously, I can see the eggs from here. So let's steer around that. I have no interest in getting beaked to death. And we'll head towards Squint. No. Hello. We'll head that way towards Admeg. And we're going to be looking for dust bandits. Dust bandits are tough enough that it will be a good fight, and have wealth enough that it's worth fighting, whereas hungry bandits, A, if I lose, they're going to try to butcher Thorns and Red Rain, and B, they don't really have any valuables. They're kind of poor. So taking a look at the traders, oh, they're booking it, man. They're already closing in on Iron Hive. What will be interesting is when I kill them, or rather, when I turn on the Western Hive officially, I'm definitely not going to get any more traders from the Western Hive. Who's running in... Oh, no, it's just the footfall dust kick-ups were desynced. Alright, so we're in the border zone. I can breathe a little bit more easily because this is the zone of much easier enemies. After adding the Cannibal Expanded and the Screecher Bandits Expanded mods, the zones around me got massively more difficult to deal with named... Because normally there are some named bosses already for the cannibals, but there aren't many. And the mod added a bunch of new named bosses, and for the Screechers there was no named or anything, and they added a bunch for them as well. So the zone I settled in got way more difficult than what was originally intended. And as a result, I really do have to do my training elsewhere. As much fun as it is punching above the belt, I was very lucky that I didn't get wiped out last time I messed with those scrawny cannibals, because honestly, they outclassed me. I just could micromanage my way around the fight. Alright, looks to me... Okay, first things first, I'm going to move Silvershade up a bit, because he's a bowman. And then I was going to say, it looks like we found some dust bandits. So what I'd like to do is to mess with some of them, but not all of them. So I am trying to have them chase Silvershade, but not all of them all at once, just a few of them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stage my defense over by Squin, so if I get overwhelmed, I can just use the city guard as my personal bodyguards. I mean, why else are they guarding, right? So as you can see, they lose interest pretty quickly. So I just have to keep reminding them that, take me seriously, I am a threat. Alright. Hello. Silvershade running face first into this dude. This Dust Bandit. Now on everyone here, passive off, hold off. No one's going to be held back. No one's going to be passive. This is a real fight. And the good thing about this is I'm also near a lot of Shinobi Thief buildings, which will allow me to buy backpacks and that kind of stuff. Alright, this looks to be, honestly, a perfect amount of Dust Bandits for training. I like how Red Rain is so eagerly hoppity. Ooh, Hella just got sliced up real good. And then a reminder, Frenchie is a medic, yes. I guess I could just tell because he has medic skills, but... So another thing I wanted to say is a lot of people have been suggesting that I just run with soldiers. So here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, the reason why Beep was thrown out of the Western Hive was because he was a work drone and he wanted to be a soldier. And they didn't the Western Queen didn't allow it. Drones are supposed to work, you know, labor, and soldiers are supposed to soldier. And that wasn't really fair to beat. And for that exact reason, I'm also not going to require any pawn to do any specific job. All of these characters can do whatever jobs they want to do, because that's the way I think it should be. Just because you're a soldier and you're naturally inclined to be a little bit better at something does not mean that you shouldn't be allowed to do whatever that job is, right? Oh, is this... Oh, you're playing dead? Well, guess what? I'm gonna pick you up, and I'm gonna put you down real hard. Boom. And now you're unconscious. So, another reason I came down here is for the money from the Dust Bandits. So, definitely gonna loot these guys up real good. Because I am poor. Now, there is a lot of ways to make a lot of money, and I know about them, and you don't have to tell me, oh, you could steal, oh, you could grab big things' eggs. Yeah, I mean, I played this game before. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I want to make money the hard way, because you can make money really, really, really easily in this game. There's a lot of ways to just pour in the cats. That's really not the challenge. The challenge is to make money honestly. So yeah, I could drug smuggle, or I could, you know, sell slaves, or, you know, manufacture amazing weapons and armor, but that's all just too easy. I want to make my, you know, my money like the Band of the Hawk, right? I'm sure some of you know the reference, and the few of you that do probably appreciate it. That's how I want to make my money, being like sort of a mercenary bandit first. Eventually, I might get my trade caravan and trade post set up, and I'll try to sell hiver-based stuff. But for now, whoa. Okay, that was alarming. For now, I'm gonna be making my money, you know, selling my honest work of clearing out bandits. And that serves a dual purpose, because then additionally, I desperately need money and training. And yes, I also wanted to say, yes, I'm well aware that there's a lot of easy ways to train up to. Again, not going to take the easy way, because it's a big old shortcut as far as I'm concerned, and I don't want to shortcut anything. I like long cuts. And you should too, because the longer cut I take here, the more episodes you get. So if you want to cheat yourself out of a glorious crescendo, sure, yeah. You could propose that I shortcut everything, but I don't think you guys actually want that. I think you want to see a scrawny, pathetic little hive here become amazing over the course of honest work, and yeah, I think that that probably resonates with many, hopefully. Whoa, watch your mouth, man. This guy was not pleased that I was stealing from him. Well, maybe I'll steal his life then. No. Beep, you don't get pants. These pants are not good pants. They slow you down. Alright, so the rest of this loot, I'm just going to shove onto thorns. I'm going to keep the bolts. And for me to kill off them, I don't need to kill them off, but the way the execute mod works is you just right-click on the execute, and they just instantly die like that. Alright. So there we are. We have a decent amount of money. I'm going to have everyone run under their own power into town. Meaning Red Rain is going to be last. And hopefully I'll be able to find some backpacks for Red Rain. That'd be awesome. Sure, you can see my gear. I don't care. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not smuggling anything. Queen's not even holding anything. She has, like, meds. Alright, at this hour, only the bars are going to be open. So I guess we'll all pile into the bar, except for Thorns, who won't be able to fit through the door. Oh, no, he did. Sweet. Maybe because the bar hadn't loaded yet. I don't know. Alright. Barman. You have a bunch of Leviathan packs. Oh, they actually carry cooked and dried fish. So taking a look at the difference, there doesn't seem to be any difference whatsoever. But I think hivers like dried fish, so we will stockpile on that. All these heart protectors and stuff like that, none of them are particularly good quality, and I don't really intend to slow anyone down wearing shoddy armor. Most of them are going to have shoddy armor until we find a dust boss. Shopkeeper is no longer able to afford anything. That's fine. I could take my business elsewhere. In fact, it's daytime. So I should, in fact, do that. So this backpack vendor is about to open up. Well, I guess it's 5 a.m. Let's go to the other bar. Pile on in there. Hello, Gills. So... oh, that's a good junk bow, but it's still a junk bow. That heart protector was better, but again, heart protectors aren't my favorite armor anyway. And our soldiers have armor that's fine enough. So I did intend for Hela to become a bow person, but I think what I'll do right now... okay, yeah, so Thorns doesn't fit through the door, and that's something I sort of expected. What I'm going to do right now is to get everyone healed up so I can go fight some more dust bandits. So we killed dust bandits for bed rentals. And then... I guess I'll use the bed mats too. So Queen and Silvershade are healthy and fine. And they are going to put the animals into bed. Alright, that leaves them mobile. Everyone else is sleeping and healing. Perfect. There's definitely a dust bandit fight out here. Oh no, they're hungry bandits. Whoa, and that's a leg going flying. There's nothing to be really had. There's nothing to be looted from hungry bandits. There's really no point to scavenging that fight. I want to go back to the dust bandit camp that was just over yonder and go pick more fights with them, because they are worth it. Alright, so here we are at the back, at a travel vendor, and we're probably going to be able to... oh, there we go. Bone dog backpack. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Let's take a look at what else they have. They have maps to Island Lab. That's probably the island I live on, but sure, let's read that. And a map to the Shek Kingdom shore. A map to a lost library and a Deadland workshop. Sure. I already have that. And I'm going to buy 2 advanced first aid kits. Alright, so let's see what locations we added to the map. We added Great Fortress and Last Stand. And this island island lab, the Fishman Island. And then this... what else do we add? We added this ruin in the Watcher's Rim and this ruin near Black Desert City. Okay, let's get this backpack delivered to Red Rain. I don't know if that's going to make Red Rain fast, though. 17? I guess we'll allow Red Rain to run under her, I forget which, own... speed, just mostly for the training. Alright, so one of these is headed to Frenchie, and the regular meds can head back to Queen. I might want more splint kits, taking a look at everyone's health, etc. So the general shop is right here. That might have something. I could also go back to the travel. Beast Tam Trader has arrived. I don't think I'm going to be able to afford any. Oh no, let's check the travel vendor. Come on, Queen. You're fast, I know it. Oh, is this the police? Ah, that's the police station. They look so similar. I'll take a look at the beast tamer in a moment. Or trader, or whatever they are. That dude has an awesome name, Bommingham. Alright, so she has a really good splint kit now. So we shouldn't run out. Alright, so let's take a look. Angel, you want to talk to them? They almost look like they're aggressive. Alright, so they have pack beasts, bone dogs, pack bulls, goats. I could afford a goat, but don't need one yet. You know what I could have done? I could do this to the next guy. Is try to sell some stuff. Because I have honestly, a ridiculous amount of hemp. And yeah, I could definitely sell some of that stuff off. Oi there, townies. Hello. If I could catch you. Where's the other trader? Is he coming in? Yeah, the other one is right here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, Angel, jobs are going to be off for a moment, and you're going to stand there at the ready to sell some stuff. What else do I have oodles of? I have some copper. I mostly just have hemp. I'm trying to think of anything else. I have bread. I don't know if I want to part with all my delicious, delicious bread. Ferris, do you not even have work? Machine is full. Oh, yeah. We don't need any more, we don't have any more space for building materials or anything. In fact, we could sell those. Why not? Outsource that. Alright, and then Jay here. You're going to sell more building materials as well. So when this vendor, I'll turn jobs off for these three. When this vendor comes, I can sell a whole lot of this excess stuff I have. I do love how they're using the bridge. I really, really do. I think that's really cool. Okay, so here we are. They are ready to sell. So let's see. I have 3,600. I'm curious what all this will amount to. I'll even sell my water. The building materials, you know, it adds up. The shopkeeper can't even afford anything now. What can I buy from you? Research books, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, is before I interact with any of them, I'm going to have to, I'll have to load up a lot of people with trade goods to be ready to trade. Let's go ahead and purchase their iron plates. And, I don't know, purchase the cacti, I guess. Just as something to do. Alright, so Angel, you're back to work. Meat Pants, you have to put the research items away. And Jay, you have to put the food and research items away. So the food goes in there. And the cacti go in there. The metal plates down there. And meat, and then your jobs can be turned back on. And then Meat Pants, you are putting, oops, wrong direction, the research away. Cool. I don't have any researcher home right now, so, but yeah, Hive armor and stuff like that I can research with Hive notebooks, so that's definitely something to build up. Hive armor tier 1 would be very, very cool. Because I'm allowed to wear that stuff. I know you have special goods for me, but I just bought it all. Alright, so Meat Pants, you're back to work. That was profitable. I made 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. And we can make more money in just a moment by fighting more dust bosses, too. I just want everyone to heal up. And they're healing pretty good. No one's even splinted except for Beep. Even Red Rain is fully on her, I forget, feet. So let's pick Red Rain up. Who's standing over? Oh, just like a guard. Why are you fighting? Wait, what is going on? Something weird just happened. Usually guards don't jump into action like that. I don't know what happened. Something pissed that guard off. Alright, Red Rain. Now, Red Rain, I'm going to order you to run to the hub. Just to try to get the athletic skill up. I've mostly been carrying Red Rain, so the athletic skill is ridiculously low. What is it, actually? 3. So, run to the hub, run back, and Red Rain should be able to run at, like, decent speeds. So let's take a look back home. Shall we? I'm curious about the new boots for your hand ankles. Man, that is a sentence I never knew I'd ever would hear uttered. So who's not working right now? Green isn't? Oh, we're waiting on iron plates for... No, Green, why aren't you working? Because iron plates hauling was way too high, and it didn't allow you to actually make bolts. Because I'm a genius. Now, one way to fix this, which, I'm really sorry, one of you commented about this, and I forget who it was, and I feel bad because I like to try to credit people for their ideas, is once you have a pretty full town, as I do, what you could do is have one person do all the hauling. And that way, you never get, like, an order of operations problem. So, Angel, for instance, let's actually queue her up to do cooking again. So what can we cook? Let's see. I can cook food cubes and queued green fruit. Gohan is green fruit and rice weed. I don't have any rice yet. Rice bowls, no. Cooked fish, but we already have that. I think just more dust switches is in order. So we'll queue her up to cook dust switches, and then when we don't have that, we'll queue her up to grain silo. Or actually to the bread oven and then grain silo. So definitely have the cactus and bread for this. And then we'll have a lot of good food. But as I was in the process of saying is, let's switch Ferris to stone. Oh, we already have a stone processor. I just couldn't see them behind the processor itself. It's helpful to set everyone up to not haul, and then you can't run into that problem. Alright, so Red Rain is leveling up that athletic skill, and as you can see, it's paying off, already at 18. And as soon as Red Rain hits 22, Red Rain won't need to be carried anymore, which is good. Alright, I've been loading a lot of zones, and I don't want to crash, so I'm gonna give it a minute. Now, Oboro, my patron, did mention the pawn Oboro, who is here as a little drone, could be used for being a craftsman. So as soon as I'm able to craft up some hiver armor and stuff like that, I'll take up on that offer, for sure. That sounds good to me. What are these shop guards doing? They're freaking out right now. Like pacing back and forth with their blades drawn. That's just not normal behavior. Needless to say. They don't usually do that. Alright, Frenchie is healed. Although it would save me some food, as soon as anyone is recovered, just so that I can get a quick head count, I'm going to send them down to wait with the queen. So Beep is probably going to be the last person to recover. Yeah, these guards are... Maybe they're all pissed off because a bunch of hungry bandits are outside unconscious and whatnot. That could be. Alright, Red Rain got all the way up to the hub, and now gonna turn back around and come back to us. Athletics skill is 4, and climbing. At 18 miles an hour, we're now faster than most bandits. Most bandits run about 14 to 17. So we're out of that sort of danger, too slow territory, which is good. Another thing I could do, and this would be for the future, is I will be setting up a trade caravan. Now, the idea I had for the trade caravan would be one of the routes the trade caravan takes is to resupply a trade post. So I could set up a trade post in a Shek town, like Admag, and or I could set it up near the World's End. The World's End might be a little bit easier, but it will have me run through Cannibal Capital. Or even near the fishing village or something like that. But I think World's End might be a good place to put it. What is this? Bugman? Bugman that fights? I love how the Shek constantly taunting you. And by love, I actually do find it kind of funny. The Shek are always looking to sort of pick fights. It is pretty hilarious. They're very warlike. They're like orcs, you know? Why are you... Looks like this guard is going to execute me, doesn't it? Straight up looks like that guard wants to execute me. Just standing, blade drawn over my head. So one cool thing about Thorns becoming an adult here is, if you look at Thorns' health, pretty tough nugget now, right? That's going to be really, really useful in combat to have a pet that has, you know, really high limb stats and stuff like that. Because now, and it's going up as I age too, and when I become an elder, you know, real tough. So that's actually segues into one of the restrictions I'm going to have for myself, which is that I'm not planning on using any non-vanilla pets for combat. So the mod that I have enabled allows me technically to recruit or to tame, quote-unquote, stuff like beak things or leviathans or gorillos or even iron spiders. But it's too exploity to use them for combat because they're just, some of them are really extraordinarily strong. And in the case of iron spiders, they're not even animals. So I definitely won't be getting any iron spiders. But in the case of all the other things, I will be getting 2 of them eventually, as it's a goal of this scenario, kind of like a Noah's Ark sort of deal. But I won't be using them for combat, because it just makes combat a little bit too easy. Unless, of course, the base is being overrun and we're all about to die, then yeah, I might send my Leviathan into combat. But for the most part, I'm just going to keep them fed, which is honestly a giant, giant labor of love. Because from what I've read, the Leviathans eat an enormous amount of food. And it's very, very, very hard to keep them fed. So it becomes a burden rather than a boon. Alright, Beep says his arm feels fine enough. He doesn't want to hold up the group. At this rate, Red Rain is the slowest member of the group. And we're going to head to that bandit camp again. The Dust Bandits. And pick some more fights. And as you can see now, we are in military formation. This is what military formation looks like. If you're curious about caravan formation, that's just a big line of people. So this is caravan formation. Caravan formation is probably the best one to prevent you from being snagged on terrain. Military formation, of course, has backup way closer. So yeah, we're in military formation for pretty much everything. And unfortunately, it's not like my trade caravan could switch. You really only pick one formation, and that formation is applied to your entire crew. So I think now that I potentially have I potentially could get some hiver armor stuff researched. My goal for myself is to make a lot of money killing these dust bandits, and then getting some hiver armor researched and having Oboro become our armor crafter. I think that's a pretty cool goal. Alright, hey, banditos. I'm gonna drag them away a little bit. I wanted more than that, though. But, yeah, let's let loose the dogs of war here. Queen and silver, I'm going to control a little bit differently. So I want to minimize friendly fire. And then Thor, let's have you pull them away from my crossbow people. And then the extra dog bag. No, don't hit Queen. The extra dog bag will be really helpful in looting these guys. Because, you know, that's a lot more storage than I have had previous. Thank you, Thorns. What a good pup. Intercepting these enemies. Queen's really strong though, so she can carry a lot of the gear of these raiders. That was a good swing too. Oh, that's a blue helmet. Couple sell for a bit better. I'm sure you probably all know this, but of course, quality controls, or quality dictates the amount of money you get for stuff pretty directly. So the higher quality it is, the more it's worth. Looks like Frenchie, you got a little bit of a limp there, huh? Let's bring Thorns over here to loot this one. And was there another one? No, I think everyone that I needed to loot has been looted. Alright, we're going to take a moment and heal up. Frenchie got a pretty nasty leg wound. Hela took a hit to the arm. Thor got gutted a little bit. Oh, they wanted to pick a fight. Oh, it's a bow person too. Alright, buddy. Oh, a whole bunch of them picking fights. Good. Now I'm going to sort of prevent too many people from running over there. I don't want to aggro the whole camp, because that would increase my downtime considerably, because I would get a lot more hurt. Actually, I'm going to have Bone Dog. Beep, I told you don't go over there. That's literally what I just said. Most of the camp's coming, but there's 3, 7, 8 that remain. That's okay. I don't mind numbers. I just don't want to artificially make it way harder than it needs to be. Alright, quick health check. Making sure that no one is critical. No one's critical. We definitely have some wounded significantly, but no one's, like, gonna die or whatever. Silvershade doing a really good job protecting the Queen. Running interference on anyone that gets too close. And I'll just auto-arrange. I can fit a helmet in there, can I? Yeah. So far, we don't have any unconscious yet, which actually surprises me, given the amount that I'm pretty evenly numbered, actually. No, this guy's arm broke. He can't even... Oh, he was a bowman. Never mind. Uh-oh, Ches is down. I watched that happen. And also, Thorns is down. How hurt are... Oh, and this dude is not hurt at all. Alright, Thor... He's getting teamed up on. Frenchie, you're crippled. Just heal yourself. If no one's looking at you, you could just patch yourself up. Hela's pretty crippled. Red Rain's actually doing quite well, but he's just against a bowman that's trying to punch him. Martial arts is a very powerful skill to have, but it doesn't really... It's not all that useful until you're very, very, very skilled at it. And often in combat, you find yourself, honestly, just dodging. That's kind of the problem with martial arts, is instead of attacking, you end up dodging. Some weapons have a significant sort of stunning... Ooh, did we just shoot Thor accidentally? I think we did. Taking a look at the people that are unconscious, Hella is significantly bleeding, but not critical. This is almost a perfect amount of challenge, I have to say. Oh, but more people just showed up. No, Frenchie can't even patch himself up because he's too crippled. Ron is surprisingly still up, as is Beep. Actually, that's not surprising. I mean, they're some of the better combatants that we have. In fact, what I'm going to do is put Ron and Beep up here because they're likely to be the ones... And Thorn... Nah, I'm going to leave Thorns where he is. They're likely to be the ones that are the longest conscious, other than Queen and Silvershade, who I very carefully have maneuvered so that they would not go down. Hella reporting that she's dying. Okay. That means I have to change strategies here a bit. This is for training. I'm not actually here to risk anyone's true... Oh, wow. Didn't realize she was a Kerbal. Alright, so it's a 4 or 5 on 1 right now. Queen, pick Hella up. Silvershade run this way. Queen is just going to run Hella to safety. I'm sure a lot of the other ones are bleeding out pretty significantly. None of them are reporting dying yet. Dying is like you're bleeding out really, really fast. And we're going to get some help for the ones that are really bleeding out too quickly. Silvershade doesn't have any meds on him. So Silver, you're actually going to run into Squin and buy some meds, because Queen is not going to be able to patch up everyone on her own. And then Queen, okay, this will lighten your load a little bit. She's somewhat encumbered by the amount of crap she's holding. Oh, Ron just got beat pretty bad as well. He's pretty tough, so he's staying conscious probably longer than I kind of wish there was a way for a player to play dead more reliably. Alright, so you, Silvershade, are coming in to buy some good meds. And then help Queen patch people up back out there. If you're wondering how I feel about that fight, I feel like it actually went quite well. I know that might seem weird, but that's pretty much as well as I thought it would go. So it looks like just shoddy little meds is what I'm going to be stuck with. Chaz apparently just regained consciousness. Alright, Silvershade, you're going to run over there. I think I'm far enough that I can put... Yeah, I'm right next to 100 Guardian. So Queen, put her down and patch her up. So Hella will survive. Thorns regained consciousness and is biting the guards. I love it. But it would be healthier for you not to do that. Alright, so the Dust Bandits I wasn't able to kill are getting wrecked by the guards. And then Queen is making sure Hella's okay. Ches got back up, so he's kind of fighting the wounded that are on their side that are getting back up. Once Silvershade gets there, it'll be a lot easier to fight them back. Alright, so what I'm going to do is... Actually, I'm not even sure if I have time to put her in bed, but she's not at risk to being enslaved where she is right now. She's really close to Shek. The Shek don't slave anyone, so... Alright, Mr. Silvershade, you are going to patch up the people most in need. So Beep is in need. Where is he? Here he is. Thorns also needs it too. Ches, you daft bastard. Alright, so at this point what I'm going to do is kill the survivors. Right on. And I'll use the execute mod to just finish them off. Alright, where's... Oh, Silvershade's got Beep. Queen's out here getting thorns. Oh. Ches, I don't know if you have it in you, but apparently you do. That was great. Just one shot, boom. The reason why Ches is not doing any patching here is he's not a really good doc. Silvershade, truth be told, is probably not either, but let's patch him up at least. Alright, Thorns is fully patched. Ron and Frenchie. Frenchie is really not doing well, so sorry, Ches, but I'm switching medical targets here to Frenchie. Frenchie, like, fell apart, basically. And then let's get Thor. Thor fell apart pretty hard, too. This is all, like, totally not surprising. This is... If you're... Oh, here's the Dust Boss. I guess I finished him off, so if there was a bounty for him, I am not making any bounty money, but I'm fine with that. Yeah, if you don't... What happened? You lost. That's what happened. I love how efficient Ches has been. He has, like, one good arm, and he's using that one good arm to just slice them up, the survivors. Alright, I'm going to run around and just execute. Yeah, I know you don't have a med kit. I wasn't trying to click on you. Mercy killings. That's what we're doing here. Ron's about to regain consciousness. How? I don't know. He's a monster. But he's going to need some serious leg trauma recovery. Frenchie's fine. Red Rain's fine. Thor's fine enough. I think pretty much all the medicine's been doled out at this point, and we're just splinting. Yep, that is exactly what is going on. So, at this point, I would say that I'm going to loot. Yep, let's loot them. When Queen was over there, I forgot to put her gear away. Or sell her gear, rather. Alright, so Silvershade, you have a nice pack full of loot. Let's get you back into Squin. Ron, you're not going to be moving anywhere. But what you could do, Ron, is to carry stuff and then have Queen carry you, maybe? I don't know. So... yeah, that's a possibility. Ches, you could... oh, you're already full. Ches, head into Squin. This is Ron. Alright, Ron, carry this stuff. Queen carries you. And Queen, carrying Ron, and all that stuff is going to run in. Because Dust Bandits aren't slavers... oh, there's actually a bounty still on this Dust Boss. I could have turned him in. I'll turn him in soon. Silvershade, you're going to pick up Hella and plop her into a bed. And then, of course, there should be... oh, I think the guards actually took all the other Dust Bandits into prison, into custody. All the more reason why I wanted to do the dirty work myself. Because if the guards are going to go ahead and kill off all the... or rather, capture all the Dust Bandits... you know, I'm not going to be able to make bounty off of that. Alright, so Hella's in bed, resting. A bed I paid for, but a bed nonetheless. And this bartender was the last target of a bunch of trades, so he doesn't really have any money. Who are you? Caravan trader? Nomads with animals or something? Alright, Queen. We'll have you go over to this bar as well. Now, I could run over to the hub or to one of the way stations if these guys run out of money. Which they are certainly going to do. They're out of money already. And there's really nothing I want to buy off them, so I think I'm going to just not trade. So at this point, what I'm going to do is run to the way station with Silvershade. And then Queen is going to... I don't know why I ran there. Queen is going to put people into beds to recover. Apparently 1 by 1. Because Silvershade is trading. So Frenchie is playing dead. Ches, you can run over here. Queen, you're going to run back to where everyone else is. Man, I really wish these stores were open. Yeah, these caravanners don't have anything to trade either. Alright, so the 3 of them are healing up. And I think the ones most at risk is Thorns and Red Rain, because if hungry bandits happen upon them, they're going to get butchered for meat. What is going on here? We picked them up, and yeah, it was loading the zone. So those are the next ones that are going to get put away. The camp still has some guards, so I'm coming back eventually. Red Rain is barely in a recovery coma. Red Rain should be recovering really, really, really soon. Guards came all the way out to cap some dust bandits. Also haven't forgotten about the bounty. But the boss is dead, so it's not like the guards are going to arrest him. I just want to make sure that my... Come on, load the zone. I'm not standing on the roof of the building. I want to make sure that my pets aren't butchered for meat. Because it's... if no one's conscious over here, it could happen very quickly. And there'd be very little I could do to stop it. Although Frenchie did just regain consciousness. So Frenchie, run into Squin. Silvershade, you are at the way station. Cool. Let's sell off whatever you have in your inventories. And then you can help shepherd more people to beds. I gotta wait for the zone to load. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. And they don't have any bolts for me. That's a bummer. Roof decorations. Sure, I will buy that. I can't learn advanced outpost. Yeah, that's all I want from you. Just a little bit of money. All right, so you, Silvershade, are going to head over to the unconscious. Queen, you just did that, so you're going to head back into Squin. Silvershade, you're going to go pick up Thor. And this, honestly, is what a lot of Kenshi will look like as you're training. It's not easy. It's very, very hard to train when you're not exploiting game mechanics. Now, there is tons and tons and tons of game mechanics to exploit, and if you're interested in stuff like that, feel absolutely free to Google it. I, for one, don't plan on exploiting game mechanics to make it easier. But I suppose it could benefit you to know that it exists. Alright, so Thor has a carrier here, and Queen will get beep. There's even mods that add like weight benches and things like that, just to even make it easier. So if the grind to strength is annoying to you, like it might have been in like San Andreas, where you just have to be at a weights bench for like hours a day to maintain your, maximum strength, then yeah, like I totally understand, carrying a bag full of power cores or capacitors or ore and running around to get stronger. That's like a legitimate strategy, and that's fine, and I'm not going to judge you for it. It's just not something I'm comfortable doing because it's straight up exploity. Alright, so Silvershade, where are you? You put him in bed. I'm still sort of loading the zone. And then hop in bed yourself because you're a little wounded. Frenchie, you're heading to this bed. And Queen, now that it's daytime, there's going to be plenty of shops in town to sell at. So let's go happen upon one and start dumping our loot. And Queen can then serve as the Oh, I almost sold my sleeping bags. The shop here is actually close enough to the animals that I can trade stuff off their inventories. And to all the sleepers, for that matter. Alright, so everybody's inventories are now cleared. Frenchie, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hand. You are limping on 2 broken legs. Alright. There's, I would say, the price for a rented bed, given all the money I just made off of Dust Bosses, is pennies, pittance. No problem at all. So, new day, new offering of maps, and this queen believes that knowledge is power. So, maps I shall accumulate. Let's take a look at what these gave me. Gave me knowledge of a ruin off the coast of Vane, that's actually not that far from the base, and another one in Darkfinger. And then also a backpack that that is good for a swords person. So let's dump that to Ronald so that he can carry more stuff. This is some sort of caravan boss, and they might have hiver trade tech. So let's see. You do have a 1 hiver notebook. Not much, but way more than I thought you'd have without the mod. Alright, so there's a dust bandit here that needs reminding that oh. Apparently, I took someone out, and they're mad about it. I love it. Apparently, I killed someone, and they were pissed. All right, so this is where the battle went down, roughly, and the Dust Bandit boss might still be dead around here. And I can get a half-price bounty on him for turning him in dead. But before I do that, I'm gonna... I guess that doesn't quite fit. I'm gonna fill up on loot. So which one's the boss? No boss? Oh, that one's the boss. Alright, let's pick him up. Yoink. And let's turn him in. Now, there's still people left in this camp. So the map icon here is still red. It reads that there's 11. So I've killed 14 of them. Me or the Shek guards over here. Because the guards did take out, I don't know, 3 or 4. So there's still 11 left, and there's 10 of me. So it's just about an even fair fight, more or less. So if I want to hand in this bounty, I have to make my way to the police station. And hand him over to the person working the desk. But that's not going to work until I load the zone. Alright. Zone's loaded. Who's on duty? There we go. Thank you. Talk to you. Hand over the bounty. I'm paid half price. It was 2,800, but, you know, he's dead, so half price. Totally understandable. I guess I should have checked who I finished off before I finished him off. So these are all non-hive armor, and I'm less interested in buying non-hive stuff, even though it's probably better. I'd like to dress in hive style, if I can. Taking a look, Silvershade is fully healed. Ron's pretty close. Frenchie's miles away from being fully healed. Ches is fully healed. Thorns and Red Rain fully healed as well. Yeah, we have a lot of healthy people. Another thing I could do is check the way station and other surrounding outposts for hive tech. I don't know why they'd have hive tech, but because you all voted to add the mods and I haven't had a lot of time or opportunity to play a lot with the mods, as it's been kind of obvious, me not knowing how the hive tech originally worked or how the fishing mod worked, yeah, I'm a little unfamiliar with some of the mods. Now, a lot of them I did kind of graze over what they do for the game. You know, what they add, what they do, their features, but the smaller nuances sometimes could be a mystery to me. But I think as soon as I get to this way station to do a little bit of trading, that will be the end of this episode, as it is just a little over an hour already. But a lot of good fighting, a lot of good combat. And as a result, as you can see, like melee attack and defense of Ron, for instance, being one of our better fighters, actually looking kind of respectable. Nothing to flap your gums about, necessarily. I'm not going to be able to taunt town guards or anything, but enough to hold his own. Which is, I would think a bit of an accomplishment, right? You know? Okay, let's show me what you got. Regular tech books, fine. I'll buy them. Alright, so let's get back to Squin. But I'm going to end the episode. Actually, I'm going to end the episode while I'm in town, because when you save and load, you don't have move orders, so I might as well stay somewhere safe. Alright, guys, so I wanted to thank everybody that voted. I want to say thank you to all of my patrons that support the channel. Thanks to all the viewers for tuning in. If you like this series, try to check out some other series, because I put the same amount of effort into all of them pretty equally. So, yeah, the Tomb World series is a current favorite of a lot of the viewers, and that's ongoing. I'll catch you all later, and if you have feedback for me, drop me a line. Adios, friends.